Hey guys, Rami here with your second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update for Saturday, October 17th. I have multiple stimulus updates for you from Nancy Pelosi, President Trump, Steve Mnuchin, who's apparently traveling to the other side of the world right now for the next 3 days, and updates from Mitch McConnell. Oh, Mitch. He's in a stimulus world of his own. Anyway, this will be a quick video to wrap all the recent stimulus news for you, so please just hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so I can keep you up to date with everything regarding the second stimulus check, stimulus package, and more money and finance news. At this time, Nancy Pelosi says she thinks she has maximum leverage right now over Republicans for these stimulus and negotiations, but that might change if she holds out too long until after the elections. Speaking of which, President Trump blamed Nancy Pelosi, saying that she's holding up the stimulus and holding up money from the American people because she doesn't want to hand him a win before the elections. President Trump also instructed Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin to go higher than the $1.8 trillion number, but not as high as the full $2.2 trillion that Nancy Pelosi wants. Not sure what's the point of that or what is the magic number they're looking to go up to, but we've heard before that Trump's top line is $2 trillion, so we'll see what happens with that. It's also going to be a little bit of a problem getting Senate Republicans to vote for a number that high, but Larry Kudlow said that the president wants a deal, Secretary Mnuchin is negotiating a deal. If Speaker Pelosi wanted a deal, I think we could round up enough Senate Republicans to get a deal. And as you know, we only need about 13 Republicans in the Senate to pass a stimulus package. And speaking of the Senate, I have to mention Mitch McConnell. I'm not sure where he's been the last month or so, but looks like he's getting ready to put a skinny bill to a floor vote next week. Yes, he wants to try to pass a $500 billion package that apparently doesn't even have stimulus checks. That's the same skinny package they revealed last month or maybe back in August that has money for schools, testing, liability protection, and unemployment that they couldn't even bring to a vote last time. So not sure what's he doing with that bill. I don't know what he's doing. But we can safely assume this bill is not going anywhere and doesn't even stand a chance. I mean, if Nancy Pelosi is rejecting a $1.8 or $1.9 trillion number, what's the point of that $500 billion package? So silly at this point. So silly. All right, back to Nancy Pelosi. She released yet another letter to keep us informed where she mentions Mitch McConnell. She said that when Senator McConnell was asked in the debate why he was not willing to support a virus relief legislation, he laughed and continued to laugh. That clip was honestly so painful to watch, and she even put a still frame of it when Mitch McConnell was laughing. So awkward. Then she goes on to say to our constituents, we promise help is on the way. It will be safer, bigger, and better, and it will be retroactive. We must come to agreement as soon as possible, but not before we are truly helping the people without accommodating the Republicans' surrender to the virus. Then she uses her favorite words, crushing the virus. Crushing the virus has been central to our legislation. Secretary Mnuchin said in our negotiations that they would accept our provision on testing with minor changes to the language. We are eagerly awaiting their proposed language. This is good as they're making progress, but as of last night, the language was not back to Pelosi to look at it yet. Besides this minor change, the remaining issues are state and local funding, the earned income tax credits and child credits, plus child care funding. And in the letter, she also mentions small business, but from my understanding, money for small business is something that was never an issue, and both parties support that very much. So not sure what specifically she was referring to here. Now I want to give you an update from Larry Kudlow that's kind of interesting. He was interviewed yesterday on Fox Business and was asked, the president wants to go up from 1.8 trillion. Mitch McConnell says, nope, can't sell that to Republicans, and Speaker Pelosi is having nothing to do with it. So the chances of getting a really big stimulus package before the election are slim and none. What say you? Then Larry Kudlow responds, well look, I don't want to conclude anything. I was on the phone with Secretary Mnuchin for a while last evening talking about he was on the phone with the speaker for 90 minutes. But the point here is you've got 18 days until the election. If you made a deal, it would be impossible to execute. Maybe some of it would be executed, but you certainly couldn't get a grand, large deal. Here's the thing though, 18 days is plenty of time to get a deal and get something passed. That doesn't mean you'll get the stimulus checks before the elections. But having something agreed on can still happen before the elections. then everything will take its course to get delivered, whether it's the stimulus checks or PPP money or whatever. What we need now is just a deal. Then he brings up the $300 billion that are just sitting there in the underused Main Street lending program and says there's over $300 billion that is unspent from the prior rescue package. $300 billion plus. Now that money could be going to unemployment assistance, going out to PPP small businesses. That money could be going into an airline relief. And he says that they can't reappropriate this money unless Congress has the legislative and political will, which is kind of frustrating that they have all this money just sitting there that could easily help millions and millions of American people. So we'll have to wait and see what they do with that money. And now it looks like Secretary Mnuchin and the US delegation will join Israeli officials on the first ever direct commercial flight from Israel to Bahrain. So he'll be halfway across the globe for the next 3 days to support expanded economic cooperation under the Abraham Accords signed by Israel, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates last month. Popular man, that's Steven Mnuchin, leading stimulus negotiations and now leading this US delegation. So not sure if there will be much progress in the next 3 days when he's away, but if there is, I'll make sure to bring you the news here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all, every single one of you. Please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notifications bell to be notified that whenever I publish new videos and new content for you. Also, make sure to check the link in the description below for the Yara savings account. It's a new savings account that is FDIC insured, but gives you interest with a lottery system. If you use the link below, you'll get 100 tickets when you deposit as little as $25 for a chance to win up to $10 million. Then you'll get a weekly ticket for every $25 that you deposit. I think this is the future of banking, as it encourages savings to earn more chances at winning a very large prize. Also, don't forget to get your free stock from Webull, potentially worth up to $1,600 when you deposit only $100, which is just like cash. You can take it out anytime you feel like it. Links are in the description below. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.